Hi, guys. Good evening and welcome to another episode of The Droplets. This evening, again, we have come with another interesting topic for you and I to have a conversation around. And this is a topic that so many young people need today, especially those who are really on their journey, to getting married. We have so many young people who are already engaged and they are ready to get married. They are ready to walk um, to the altar, through the aisle and then to the altar and have the man of God join both of them together. Again, we will be having this conversation this evening, and that's around the topic that says that how will I know if my partner is the right spouse or the right person for me before I get married to that person, before I eventually become that person's wife or that person's um, husband? This is a very important topic that we really need to have a conversation about if we really want most marriages and most homes and the society at large to be a better place for the generation to come. It will be a disaster if somebody gets married to the wrong person or the person they never wanted to get married to, be it as a result of one condition or the other or one reason or the other. But it's important that you know and have this confidence that you're getting married to the right person, to the right person for your vision, to the right person for your future, the right person that will make you a better person even at the end of the day. So this evening we will be discussing these things that are surrounding how do you know if the spouse you're getting married to or the individual you're getting married to is going to be the right spouse for you or is the right spouse for you? Again, I want you to use the comment section to really, really have this conversation with me. I'm going to be reading the comments out as I go on. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to put those questions in the comment section. Again, if you are watching me right now and this is your first time and you've not subscribed to this channel, please click on that red button that says subscribe. Just subscribe to this channel so that anytime I come on live like this, you will be the first person to be notified on YouTube that I am live. Okay. And also, if you love this video, at the end of the whole thing, please give it a thumbs up and please leave a comment as well in the comment section so that I will know that I am actually reaching out to you guys as much as I am supposed to do. But before I go straight into the topic of this evening, I want you to listen to this. All right, welcome back again. Um, so this evening we are talking about how will I know if my partner is the right spouse for me before I get married to that person. Um, I love us to go through the Bible, see what the Bible says about this. But as it is, the Bible didn't really give us a way to know, you know, if our partner is the right person. So that leaves us with the question, how exactly do we know if this person is right for us? How do we know? How do we know we are getting married to the right person? And there are some things the Bible has laid down for us to know if we are getting married to the right person. And these are the things that the Bible expects us to follow so that we don't fall victim. But before we go into all that, it is important that while we are searching or desiring to get married to the right person, the question I'll ask you is this: are you a right person to somebody? You yourself, are you actually a right person to be married to? Are you a right husband? Are you a right wife? You need to first of all work on yourself and be the right person first before a right person can really then come to you. This is very important because if you be a wrong person to somebody who is a right person, both of you then are wrong for each other. So it's important that both of you are right for yourself. It's very, very important here. So I want to just establish that first, that even while you are concerned about the person you want to get married to, if that person is right for you or not, you need to also work on yourself and ensure that you also are right for that individual. Now, one of the things the Bible told us in First, Second Corinthians 6, um, verse 14 to 15, I'm going to be reading from here. It says, "Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers, for what partnership at righteousness with lawlessness, or with darkness?" 15. "What accord has Christ with Belial, or what portion does a believer share with an unbeliever?" A believer, if you are a believer is a right person for you. But you know, today we so many of us, especially we that are young, we keep saying that even those who call themselves believers turn out to be the devil incarnate, especially after the marriage. But well, the Bible has said it that we are expected to get married to believers. Those people that eventually turn to devil incarnate after marriage, I don't think they were believers in the first place. Because if they were believers in the first place, I believe that they will continue, do as said. So the first way for you to identify if the person you're getting married to is right for you, is the right spouse for you, is for you to ensure that this individual is again Christian, is a born again Christian. This is very, very important that you make that something that you establish first. If the person you're getting married to is not born again, is not a believer, then the person may not be right for you. The person may not be right for you. In First Corinthians 7:39, the Bible says that a wife is bound to her husband as long as he lives, but but if her husband dies, she is free to be married to whom she wishes, only in the Lord. So this establishes, if you want to remarry, if you have lost your spouse, you know, this is talking to those who are after you've lost your spouse, you still need to get married to somebody in the Lord. That person is the right person for you. Person who is a true believer. I'm talking about a true believer. So you need to ask yourself, is your partner, the person you intend to get married to, a true believer or not? But again, I said initially that you yourself need to be a true believer first. When you are a true believer first, that is even the way you can identify who else. I mean, if somebody else is a true believer, because you are having a very good relationship with God, and God is able to commune with you. The Holy Spirit is able to speak with you, speak to you, and give you a spiritually open eyes for you to see the true nature of people. Okay, so that is one of the ways you can actually start using to know if the person is perfect for you or not. So we must understand that for you to really find a perfect person, both of you must be believers, which means you must agree in the things of God. You must be born again. You must fear God. You must obey God's word and all that. Now, there are so many other things that we would want to look at, like your compatibility. If the person is somebody that is not get angry easily, how does the person behave, and all sort of things like that, which are very good, which are very, very good. We need to also consider all those things. First, we should make sure that we are ready to get married. To find or to know if your partner is right for you, you must make sure that you are ready to get married. Yeah, you have to be sure that you are actually ready to go into marriage. We must have enough maturity to look beyond the here and now, and to be able to commit ourselves to joining with that other person, okay, for the rest of our life. That is very important. Very, very important. You shouldn't even go into marriage if you're not ready. If you're not ready to spend the rest of your life with that individual, with that person at all. If you're not ready, don't even bother going into the marriage. Okay? Because when you get there and you see things that you're not ready to take, then there comes a problem. That's very important. We must also recognize that marriage requires sacrifice and selflessness. Okay, when you're preparing to get married, you must understand all these things. These are things that helps you to know the perfect person for you. So you begin to check all those things before getting married. You should study the role of a husband and the roles of a wife. You should study the duty of both of them. You know, When you understand these things, then you are sure you are ready to get married. Yeah, you are sure you are ready to get married. In Ephesians 5:22 to 21, talks about the role of the husband, the role of the wife, how the husband is representative of Christ, in family and all that. You understand? I will ask you to just go ahead and study those passages, and so that you understand what we're talking about. Now, both of you should make sure that you know each other sufficient enough. You give yourself enough time. You may meet yourself today and you feel, oh, you are perfect for each other. You've not seen some other things that this person may be doing. I always tell people this, and which is very, very funny. I always say this, that you may not know if this person fat while sleeping, and that's because you've not been spending too much time with that person. You may not really know. You may not know how the person, I mean, takes care of the house. If the person does take care of the house, you may not know so many other private things about that person that you will only get to know when you are then married and together in the house. And that's why you understand that when you get into marriage, there are so many things you're going to really discover. So at most, give yourself sufficient time to get to know the individual with his family or with a family, the way he or she relates with people, the way he or she relates with other people. How does he handle anger? How does she handle anger? You need to check all those things. And when you do that, you begin to know if this person is actually right for you or not. You should also watch how the person reacts to situations. If this person is under stress, how does this person really react to stress? Does it tally with you? Does it go with you? Can you handle it? Well, the truth of the matter is there are so many things we can't even handle. And that is why it's important that you get married to somebody who is a believer, okay? Somebody who is a Christian, somebody who knows God, somebody who fears God. That is the foundation. That is the foundation. That's the first thing you should look out for when you are deciding to get married to somebody. Whether you're the man or you're the woman, you need to look out for what is this person standing with Christ. Because if this person is in good standing with Christ, somebody who truly fears God, I'm not talking about those who will get married and after marriage they change and begin to give you the new character that they have, or yet they occupy positions in church. They are youth leaders, they are men leaders, women leader, and all that. They have different positions. They're in the choir. Some may even be pastors. Different things like that. And it is important that we consider all this while we are deciding on who we want to really get married to. God will want us to get married to somebody who is a Christian, somebody who fears Him, somebody who knows Him, somebody who knows His word, somebody who want to pray, somebody who, because you are His child, you are His own, so He wants you to also get married to His own. Okay, so you need to check how does this person react to different situations, when the person is happy, when the person is sad, when the person is stressed, and all that. You also need to know how the person behave around his family and around his friends. You need to watch out for those things. How does this person behave? How does this person react? How does this person treat you in front of his family or in front of his friends? And what kind of people does he really spend time with? What kind of individual does he spend time with? Does he spend time with people who are going somewhere? People who are actually wise? People who are responsible? You need to check all that. Because by the time you get married, those people are eventually the people he will be spending time with, or she will be spending time with. So if you're not okay with it, both of you need to talk about it. And if it's not going to work for both of you, then something needs to be done. Something will need to be done. So it's important that you check some of these things when you are deciding to get married to person. Now, you need to also check, someone's behavior can greatly influence, I'm talking about the people he spends time with. His behavior can greatly be influenced by this set of people, by the people he keeps company with, by the people he spend his entire, maybe let's say 50% of the entire day with. People he spend time talking to, people he spend time chatting with, people he spend his leisure time with, and all that. If you read 1 Corinthians 15:33, the Bible said that be not deceived, bad company ruins good morals. Be not deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. Okay, and that is just it. When your partner or the person you want to get married to is in bad, I'm sure he will begin to behave just like those people. So you need to check all those things. Don't say you don't care. Don't say you don't want to know. Because when you get into the marriage, these things, okay, you should also agree. Both of you should be able to discuss the moral standards that you are going to be able to agree on. So if both of you agree on the same kind of moral standard, because that's what you're going to pass to your children. If both of you agree, oh great, that's very, very wonderful. You need to also agree on finances. How how does this person handle finance? How do you want to handle finance? How would you want this person to handle finance? How would you want your finance in the family to go? You discuss all these things with this individual so that both of you are able to agree on something that work for both of you. Also, your values. What do both of you value? You need to check all that. You need to talk about children. How many kids do you want? You need to talk about that as well. Okay, and then both of you agree on that. Church attendance. I mean, I've seen a couple of people that before they got married, they attend church services well, well a lot. But immediately they got married, their attendance in church starts to dwindle, starts to go down. And eventually they just change church. It's or some of them just even change church and then there are no more workers in whichever church they end up. So you need to also agree on church attendance. What is your belief about church attendance? Should you, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. So you need to agree on that. And also not just in church attendance, how involved, I mean, do you want to be in church activities, in church things in the church? How involved do you want to be? Your involvement. Both of you need to also discuss that as well. And relationship with your in-laws, you need to check that. What's your relationship with them? Is it good? Is it cordial? That can give you an indication that you're with the right person or with the wrong person. Then employment as well is key. Employment is key. Please, as a man, you need to have something you're doing before you get married. Even a woman these days, you should have something you're doing. It is advisable that both of you get something to do, something that will really keep both of you going. All right. I'm going to be treating virtuous woman hopefully in the next episode of the Troplex. We're going to see what the Bible actually says about housewife and a working class woman from that same part of the Bible, Proverbs 31, that talks about virtuous woman. So we're going to be looking at that. We're going to know if it's right for a woman not to work, not to sit at home and take care of children and all that. We're going to be talking about that next episode by the grace of God. I hope that will be the case. So those are the things we'll be talking about that next